Friday with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I hope you're staying warm. It is in the single digits again today. It's absolutely freezing out, but the sun is shining. So good day to be indoors doing some crafting. And I have the cutest little pocket card for you today. Let me share this with you. Check it out. Can you see it? Do you see that little sheep? Check it out. A little sheep pops out of the pocket. His little chin hangs over the edge. That's got the cutest little love note in there. Right? And the whole thing is a little origami heart. All right, I'm gonna show you how to make this. It is really cute, quick, simple, super fun. The designer paper I'm using is fittingly called Love Notes. It's from the Stampin' Up mini catalog, but really any paper works for this. And the great thing is it just takes one 6x6 square of paper or cardstock. So let me flip the camera and we'll get started. All right, so if you are tuning in, let me know where you are watching from. All right, hopefully we don't have any video glitches today. So like I said, we are using Stampin' Up's Love Note Designer Series paper. This is a 6x6 deck. Hey, Luann. 6x6, you get 48 sheets. And these are the different patterns. So you actually get six double-sided designs, and you get 8 of each. Okay, so you get the first one here, the second one, and the back side. All right, and the third, and the fourth. Okay, and then the fifth one here, and 6. Okay, and the pattern we're going to use today is this one with the cute little hearts and the little pink polka dots on the purple there. Okay, so it's a really cute little paper pack. It does not have a particular stamp set that is designed. It's actually designed so you can cut the pieces apart and mix and match them. Like I said, I'm going to bundle this today with our Woolly Friends stamp set and punch. All right, cannot resist this cute little sheep punch. All right, this is also here in the mini catalog. Oh goodness, I didn't mark that page here. All right, let's see. We have punches, Woolly Friends, page 51. Okay, so the sheep here, page 51, stamp set, punch, and you can bundle them together. Okay, it's super cute. All right, we do still have the bonus days going on. That goes through February 2nd. I know that is a random date. It is Monday, February 2nd. And then the redemption of your $5 bonus day coupons begins on Tuesday, February 3rd through the end of the month there. And with a $75 purchase, you can also add on the product of the month. All right, we have the Fabulous Things stamp set, and I believe the True Blue Floral paper is also still in stock if you didn't get that last month. Okay, so just a couple of little housekeeping things there. All right. Oh, Luann says the weather is finally starting to thaw in Wisconsin. Whew. Not yet. We are under a weather advisory, a wind chill advisory, through Sunday morning. I think that goes through Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. I don't know how they pick that time, but nonetheless, we are staying warm and cozy and not spending much time outside if we don't have to. So, like I said, this paper is super cute. All right, we just need a 6x6 sheet, so you could use any pack of paper that you want. All right, and so we are going to start. This is a little origami heart. All right, isn't that cute? Just a little origami heart. It's got a little pouch. All right, it's actually got a little pocket pouch there on each side. So we're going to fit our little sheep, our little woolly sheep in one side, and you can put your love note in the back side. Tuck that in there. Yes. Am I getting the new stamp positioning tool? Funny you may ask, because I actually just got mine. I have not opened it yet, and I thought we might use it today for stamping our sheep. So So good thing. Stay tuned. All right. Hi, hello, hello. Good. Okay. All right. I do not know why stream interrupted. I did get a note from YouTube. So if you are still here, okay, please leave me a comment. I don't know why. It's got to be a YouTube glitch. My internet is fine. There's nothing else going on. Okay, so I don't know what is happening there other than I did get a YouTube memo. Okay, thank you, Luann. Glad that you are still here. I don't know what's going on. All of my apps are up to date and everything. So, oh, good. Thank you, thank you. Glad you are still here as well. So we're starting with our Love Note Designer Series paper. I love these cute little hearts. Okay, and we've got the little purple polka dots. So 6x6 sheet, whatever paper you want. And the key to this, because it is an origami fold, we are gonna fold this in half each and every way possible. So I want my hearts on the outside, so I'm putting that face down. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to fold it in half one way here. All right, however you can line that up. Okay, so fold it in half, grab your bone folder. I say grab that, where's mine? Okay, so in half lengthwise, okay? And then you're gonna fold it in half the other way lengthwise, all right? So you've folded it into, you've got 4 squares here. I did not put the head on a wobble, although I did order some wobbles. We can check it out and see. The reason I didn't put it on a wobble is I was afraid it might get caught in the pocket. I wanted something that would just hang over the edge, and I don't really have enough room on the back there to wobble it without securing it to something bigger. So for this particular card, I did not do a wobble, but I did have that in mind, so I did get some wobbles. And unfortunately, I don't know why, Stampin' Up! Does not sell the wobbles. So I did get these off of Amazon. Just a heads up though, when you do that, make sure you check your package, because my Amazon delivery said delivered. I opened the package and they sent me an empty padded envelope. There was absolutely nothing in it. So I had to file a claim and ask for them to ship it again. So be careful there. All right, so we've folded in half each way here. Now we are going to fold from corner to corner each way. So corner to opposite corner. All right, make sure you line those points up at the top. All right, and then very securely. All right, and then you're gonna do the same thing. All right, corner to opposite corner. So we have folded this piece of paper in half 4 different ways. Okay, so we have lots of folds in here. Okay, so now what we are going to do is then take this. All right, now we're gonna have heart side up. Okay, and do you see how it's already kind of naturally coming to a point there in the center? So you're going to pinch those corners, okay? And we are going to shape this, here we go, into a little triangle here. Okay, so when you do that, then the next thing to do here, oops, wait a minute. I wanted to fold them. All right, what did I do? I had all of my points. Okay, I have to see what I did here. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Okay. I knew I was folding it there and it was coming together in the center, but yes, it does need to kind of fold up here into a little 3x3 square. Okay, so then what we're gonna take, so make sure point is at the top here and your little flaps are at the bottom. Okay, so you're gonna take the flap and you're going to fold this up right to the point. Okay, flap to the point, and then you're going to reverse it. Okay, so you fold it one way to create your crease, and then you're actually going to invert it. You're gonna turn it inside out and stuff that point right down inside. Okay, that creates your first pocket. Okay, you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna do that same thing on the back side. Take the point right up to the top. Okay. All right, here we go. Right up to the top. All right, and then you're going to invert it and fold it down, tuck that point right down inside. All right, right to that score line. All right, so it looks a little funny like this, okay? But we have those pockets now. Okay, now we're gonna flip it this way. Okay, and you're going to take each one, let me see, yeah, our hearts are, I'm trying to decide which way. I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, you're gonna take your little points, your little rabbit ears at the top, and you're gonna fold one down, down and out. All right, create a little triangle here. And then you're gonna do the same thing with the other one. Pull it down and out to that little triangle. Okay, so you have the cutest little heart. All right, now I have watched some various origami heart tutorials, and a lot of them then have you open this up, tuck this back in, kind of do a inverted thing there. Okay, they have you go up, open it back up, tuck it down in, make sure you get that point, tuck it down in, and then do that. Honestly, I don't know why that makes a difference or not. And then some of them even have you then bend over your corners and do that. But if you do that, the back side looks kind of frumpy and you can only use one side. So I'm leaving mine a little more pointed here. I know they're triangles, but this way I can use both the pocket on the front and the back. You have the two little pouches here. So what I'm going to do instead is put glue here, just like on the right side here of the triangle. So go ahead and take your adhesive, whether you're using your Stampin' Seal or your liquid glue, whatever you want. Go ahead and just put adhesive on here and then fold it back together, okay? Make that nice and secure. That way it's not going to be coming apart. You can even put a little adhesive here between your little top part, okay? So I'm gonna do that same thing on the left side here, on this left triangle. All right, go ahead and put your adhesive on here. All right, tuck that back down in, okay? And then lift this up, put a little adhesive in there too. Okay, that way my heart is secure, but I do have my fun little pockets on either side, okay? So, okay, that's what we're doing. And then we're gonna make the little sheep and the little love insert here. So I picked this particular pattern, all right, because it's got some of these little 3x3s that you can cut apart. Now, I did not need mine necessarily I did not need a Valentine, but I love that with this paper, on the opposite side, it's blank, so you can stamp your own message. So what I have done, these are 3x3, obviously. I don't need it quite that big. This whole square here is 3x3, but I want my pocket to be able to pull in and out. So what I've actually done is I've cut, there we go, there's my pocket. What I've done is I've actually cut my gorgeous grape cardstock to a little bit smaller than 3x3. I went my 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay, a 2 7/8 inch square. which means I need to cut this down to 2 3/4. I'm gonna go just a smidge smaller, okay? 2 3/4. So I need to go from 3 by 3 to 2 3/4. Okay, so we're gonna cut this apart here. All right here at the 3-inch mark, okay? All right, and then again here at the 3-inch mark. Okay, and I want this to be even around my pretty little heart design here. So since I need this to be at 2 3/4, I am going to trim off 1/8 of an inch here. Yes, 1/8, not a 16th. I'm doing 1/8 off of each side. I'm just going to rotate it here, okay, and trim 1/8 off of each side. So now this side is going to be the 2 3/4 here, okay, and this side as well, 2 3/4. All right, so we did a 360, trimming 1/8 off of each side, okay? That way our pretty little heart stays in the center. And like I said, I'm not using the Valentine side, so I'm gonna glue that one to my cardstock, okay? All right, so we're gonna mount that on our 2 7/8 inch square, okay? And we're going to use the cute little sentiment from our woolly friends. You're simply fabulous. All right, so let's use some gorgeous grape ink here for this. You're simply fabulous. All right, here in the center. All right, super cute. I'm gonna leave my ink pad out so we can stamp our sheep next. Okay, so since we've got this, then I'm gonna take this and tuck it in the back side. And that way I've got a pretty little flower design peeking through, okay? So this is the back. Because we did 2 7/8, it fits in there nice and snug. All right, we've got little flowers peeking through. Now comes the sheep. Okay, so I've cut my paper to 3 by 4. Okay, and I'm actually going to show you a little technique. I'm going to punch this first, and the reason I went by 3 by 4 is by doing it at 4 inches. All right, that gives me something to hold on to. Okay, obviously I don't need a full 4 inches across, but if I did it 3 by 3, I would barely have anything to hold. So, all right, there we go. Save your pieces. Okay, so I actually punched first. And then what I thought I would do is take this little piece, okay? Take our new Stampin' Positioner. All right, so this is on limited time demonstrator pre-order. Demonstrators can pre-order this. It's a very short pre-order. We only had about a week. So we had from January 21st, we have through February 2nd. On February 3rd, this becomes a free gift with a Stampin' Up! Starter kit. So if you're interested in joining my Creative Cardiology team of demonstrators, then you could get this absolutely free. You don't even have to add it to your starter kit. Stampin' Up! Automatically adds it for you. Okay, and that so the stamping positioner here itself is $49 as shown. Does have a little instruction booklet, and then there is a separate pack of 8 by 10 grid paper that you can add for $15. Okay, but this is the $49 value is what you get free with the Stampin' Up! Starter kit. All right, and this for the starter kit, you can choose $125 worth of product. And then plus you get your Stamparatus, and then you pay $99. Shipping is free, so you just pay applicable state tax. Okay, As far as customer purchase, sorry if you're wondering when you can, if you're not a demonstrator and you're not planning to become one, when can you get this? I don't know. Stampin' Up! Has not set a customer release date yet. Okay, so that goes for demonstrators too. If demonstrators do not pre-order this by February 2nd, then I don't know, we do not have a release date of when you can get that either, okay? So, all right, let's take this. So we've got 2 grids, kind of like our Stampin' blocks here. You've got your 8x10 platform on a mini one here, which is pretty cool. The little holes fit over, which help you line that up. And then I do appreciate these magnets over the Stamparatus ones because they do have little tabs to hold on to them so they're not gonna like smack together and break apart. And I have noticed there's a nice foam background here, non-slip grip. Okay, so I am putting my, yes, it is a limited time order for demonstrators. Yes, and I love my Stamparatus. I do love the hinge and having multiple plates. But obviously that is no longer available. I do appreciate this one does have some guides for, you know, if you want to do wreath type things. And I do love having the 2 different size plates. So I think there are advantages to both. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do next, all right, so I put my little punched platform down here. Okay, then I'm going to, okay, so what I want to do, I'm actually lining this, yes, okay, hang on. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to line my stamps up here in the groove. Okay. All right, so we're gonna line these up. Okay, so I'm just placing this in there. Okay, have to make sure, clean my stamps here. Okay, and line this up in there. Okay, then I can take my Stampin' positioner. All right, line that up. So okay, so they're stuck to my positioner. And then I'm gonna put my pieces back into place here. And oops, come on, there we go. All right, so you wouldn't have to do this every time, you know, you could obviously, there's different ways to do it, but I wanted to play with the new positioner, really. That's why I did this today. Okay, so this is also a great thing with your ink spots. If you've got your ink spots from the kids collection or your paper pumpkin, those work really well. But if you are using a full-size pad here, okay, I'm inking this up with some gorgeous grape ink. What the nice thing is that even if you get stray ink on the platform, the little feet, these little pressure feet here, are going to prevent it from getting all over your paper or even your work surface. So you line it up, push it down. I do feel like this stamps the pressure is way easier with the Stamparatus. Sometimes you really had to like put your muscle into it. With that, oops, little one stuck there. All right, that stamped really quick, really easy, light touch. I did not need to really press the plate down. Should have cleaned my stamps a little bit easier. So this is why you should have grid paper underneath it. I didn't grab that out. Hopefully I can just wash that off with a little Clorox wipe. All right, otherwise I will have a sheep on my new stamp positioner. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm using Highland Heather rather than Gorgeous Grape No, wait, do I want Highland? What color do we want our little sheep? I did pink on this one just so that it would stand out a little bit. Do we want Highland Heather? I guess it doesn't really matter. I didn't want as dark as Gorgeous Grape. I wanted something a little bit lighter. So I'll just, well, since that one is, I did pink on that one. I'll do a little purple on this one. Okay, so for the little bow, I'm using my glue dots here and just gently putting a dot there at the top of my bow. All right, and for the head, okay, so I'm gonna take just a thin layer. I have some edge pieces of dimensional here. And what I wanted to do, okay, so if you put your sheep body in here, decide where you want your head to be, okay? So obviously I don't want my head in the middle of my body, but I do want the head just to peek over the edge here of my card. So if I do that, all right, then that means I want my dimensional right up here, right at the top of the body, okay? And then, right, so that's another thing that will hold it over the edge, okay? And then put the little head on first, okay? I cut my dimensional a little bit wide there. I'll have to tuck the rest of it under, okay? And then once you've got your head, once you got the head on the body, then go ahead and tuck your little bow or your bell just under the chin there, okay? So you can see that's why I did a little thin dimensional so that the neck, right, the head just slips right over the edge. If you use a wobble, the base of the wobbles are significantly bigger. Let me see. Okay. So if you use a wobble, it's gonna take up the entire head, and then you don't have anything else to stick it to. Okay, so that's why a wobble's not gonna work right there. So we'll do another project later on, not today, when we will use the wobbles and show you how cute those are. All right, but for today, we have the little origami heart pocket pouch here with our little sheep. Okay, and you could use your other punches if you wanted a cow with the cow punch. You could do, I don't know, even any little stamps that have like a little head on them like that, little peekaboo ones. All right, get creative, see what you could do there, and then tuck your little love note. All right, and if you wanted to, go ahead, you could put white cardstock on the back of this too if you want to write a message. Okay. But isn't that just adorable? And then the little flowers peek out there. So I don't know, I ran across the idea for the little origami hearts on Facebook somewhere, and I thought, oh, I could do that. Be super cute with this paper, and it would be absolutely adorable with that little sheep peeking over the edge. So I hope you guys think it's super cute too. Okay, yes. All right, reading through your comments there. Thank you, thank you. I know this was a little bit of a shorter video, really quick card there. Okay, so just a reminder, all right, that you can use any designer series paper, anything that's a 6x6, okay? You fold it in half each way, and then you do corner to corner each way, okay? And then when you have the side, the pattern that you want to be more prominent, you bring that up, okay? Bring them all together, okay, into the 3x3. Hi, Nancy, hello, hello. Okay, and then we did from the flaps. Oops, okay, there you go. Flaps, lift it up to the edge and then invert it. Okay, tuck it inside. Tuck it in there. You can even use you can open it up even a little bit if you want to make sure it's super smooth. And you could even glue that if you wanted it, but that's not really necessary on the pouch itself. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. Again, tuck that right in the center. Okay, so you've got your pouches. Then you've got your little ears at the top. So bring those down and out. Down and out. Okay, and then use that fold and invert these as well. Okay, so you've got your little triangle corners, top of the heart, and then if you like, go ahead and glue everything together to secure it, and then you'll just have your little pouches. Okay, so give it a try. All right, it's a great project for all those little scraps of designer series paper that you may have laying around, miscellaneous patterns. All right, just a fun little take on a little treat pouch, right? You could even put little candy in there or something like that and seal them up in a little clear envelope or cellophane bag. So there you go. I hope you thought that was cute. Should I say thank you for watching? There we go. So happy stamping, stay warm. All right, and you are simply fabulous. All right, if you enjoyed, how many times did I have to do this fold? I actually did it I did it once, right? I thought maybe I should try it on scrap paper, and no, I went right for it and did my designer series paper. And actually it worked out pretty well, and I had the same paper and just kind of went through it a couple of times to make sure I had it, and I was doing good until I went live. And I'm like, okay, now what did I do? So so keep this video handy, okay? Make sure you save this to your watch later list, or pin it to your Pinterest board, so that you can reference it next time. All right, if it's a little bit in between. But I do like how gluing it does make it secure, whereas if you don't, it does have a tendency to kind of pop apart. And if you're giving this, perhaps to a kid, all right, they're gonna touch it and it's gonna be unfolded in no time. So definitely, I think gluing the sides is the way to go there. So Luann, get me to spill all my secrets. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, have a great weekend. Stay warm, and we will see you on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.